Since the last podcast, what have you been jamming?
B, like you said, it's gonna be a little slim week, man. But what I have been jamming, a lot of jazz, mostly Duke Ellington. I don't know, bro. I've just been in a little, little jazz mood.
Jazzy mood.
So it's like I traveled over the weekend, so I was jamming some Duke Ellington, some John Coltrane, mostly Duke. Dude's phenomenal. Everybody know who Duke Ellington is, bro, right?
No.
You don't.
I know who he is,
Yeah.
but I'm not an avid listener.
Yeah, of course. Bro, you watched that one show where they had a guy playing him, if I'm not mistaken, with the kids. They have like
like Fat Albert?
No, bro, it's like nasty, bro. It's Big Mouth. Bro,
Oh,
they had
no,
I
don't watch that show.
Bro, I watched
that show
like
looks nasty.
I watched the first season. I was like, yo, this is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you sexualize little kids like this? Anyways, Duke Ellington, I've been jamming a lot. You know, I just get in the mood where sometimes you just want to hear a little piano.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sax and stuff like that. Especially traveling, it kind of mellows you out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I listen to. I haven't listened to like an album besides the stuff we're reviewing. But other than that,
that's all you listen to?
Nah, I listened a little more, but it was just
it's just not worth talking about.
Yeah, bro, it's really not, bro.
I got a good amount of stuff because I was in that funk, and I'm just like, let me listen to some stuff. And you know, the whole Apple list came out while we're recording this.
Yeah.
This is what happened since the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some things on there that I did want to visit to see why was it ranked so high.
Because it's Apple.
Yeah, and you know, politics and things like that.
Almost deaf.
But some of the stuff I listened to one of the projects that you recommended on our top 10 list, which we will be dropping that episode soon, hopefully. Lucky's Almost There.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I will say that. There were some songs I'm just like, but for the most part, jammable.
Right.
All have whip appeal.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the middle section of this album, I will say that, or project.
I let it out.
So yeah, Lucky Almost There. Pretty good project right there for me. I still like his latest project, better, Sex, Money, and Drugs, more. But that's not to say that this project was bad. Yeah. Obviously, that project is a bit more Lucky, honed into his skill. Next project I listened to was Che, C-H-E, Closed Captions.
Who?
I gave that half a star. This
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a TikTok. It's one of them TikTok artists that, you know, if you listen to TikTok artists like Autumn, Summer, and all that, he's going to be one of those people that come up in the recommended. And I like some of his songs, like Agenda, and he has some other songs as well that I listen to on Spotify. I enjoyed those. I do not enjoy full project from him. This is probably, arguably, along with that summer project I talked about last podcast episode, this is one of the worst projects I heard this year. It's just... It's very, like, you could barely hear anything. The beats just weren't, like, punchy enough, or they just wasn't varied enough for me. I don't know, man. Some of these TikTok artists, I hear a few songs, I'm like, okay, this is good. You hear the body of work, it's not
Stop doing yourself like that, B.
Hey,
Stop it.
Look, you tapped into the underground, I'm tapped into the TikTok sound. That's one of us got to.
Hey, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it.
So yeah, next project I listened to was Hako Iris. Hako is someone that had like a super viral song on TikTok called Listen. It sounded like it samples that one Young Nudie song. I enjoyed this project for the type of music he makes. I had no problem with this project at all. From the vibes that he gives, it reminds me of a more energetic Nav. I'll say that.
His name is Haku?
Hako, Hako.
Is he an African American fellow?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Okay.
But hey, I enjoy his music. Hey, another white person I enjoy in the vibe.
Okay. Haku.
But yeah, I re-listened to Awaken My Love.
Oh, amazing.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, amazing.
There's just nothing for me to really say.
Only song that's like a throw off, but I think it's intentionally. I want to go to California.
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it.
It's like one song that just off.
Yeah, like to me it doesn't fit the flow.
It doesn't fit anything.
But also I'm not too mad at it.
Yeah.
I will say that. That's the only thing that throws me out of the immersion of
that's
the
what
album.
I'm saying. Yeah. I think it's like one of those like it's like a song that's like it's different and put you out the mood. You know what I'm saying?
And probably because he wanted to stay in that octave and he couldn't really put down no other project. Let me just start right here. Could have put it as a bonus track. But yeah, I enjoyed it still. Re-listen to Yeat's Afterlyfe. Still a good project. I just think it's way too long for what Yeat does on these projects. This is too much. But I really do like the project though. I really do enjoy him coming back to that sound and just really honing in on that sound that he's created for himself. Really enjoyed it. I listened to Faith is a Rock since the vinyl just recently dropped. I didn't buy it. I thought about it.
What do you think about it?
I like it, but I think for right now, I'm just like, there's no one in that space right now, and I hate to say it like this, that's just like wowing me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, okay, I know these guys can rap. Yeah. I know what Alchemist is going to bring.
Yeah.
Everything I hear on it is great.
Yeah.
It's just very expected.
Yeah, I feel like that one was like it wasn't a project that's supposed to wow anyone, but I feel like Mike's that's him and Wiki.
Yeah.
His other project that I showed you. I cannot think of it right now. Love. It's the one with the wolf on the cover. Well, I can't think of the name of the album.
Love Desire.
Love Burning Desire. Burning Desire. That's much better in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. I think I like the.
That's a more focused project. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I feel like that was just
I think when it comes to certain artists that. I think to me, Freddie Gibbs is the best artist when it comes to making music like with someone like an Alchemist because it doesn't get in that samey bag after a while when I listen to the whole project. Okay. And plus, to me, Freddie knows how to make a song while still being lyrical. A lot of these rappers, they rap and they rap really well. It's just that they don't make it really a song.
So you think Freddie is like one of his best collaborators?
Yes, in terms of accessibility for the mainstream. If you want to get someone into this and not be too far deep into it, because I think too far deep into the Alchemist territory, and I'm gonna call it the Alchemist territory, is when you start getting into the Arm & Hammer and stuff like that.
Yeah, but then
the mics and stuff like that. No, that's what I'm saying. You get deep into that territory. Like if you want to just like, okay, I want to peruse just a bit and see what it's like. Yeah. You get the Freddie, maybe a Benny, if they have like a tape together. I'm not sure. You get the people that's a bit more accessible to the mainstream that you also know can make like good songs, like songs like verse, chorus. You get those people to kind of bring you in, but if you want to hook people. You like, all right, I like this. Let me see what more he has. Then you give him the Gangrene. Then you give him the Bodie James.
So you wouldn't recommend like none of his currency stuff? Because I think his Bodie is probably. I think
Covert Coup is one that's good, but I don't think I think Currency isn't on the same level as a Freddie, where it's like, oh, I'm getting the lyrical exorcism type.
I feel what you're saying for accessibility, because I think Bodie to me right now is my favorite collaborator he does.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But I'm saying to get someone in.
Oh yeah, Freddie.
I think it's the most easily accessible has to be like a Freddie.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I feel you.
Bodie, like I said, that's when you start to get in that medium territory where it's like, all right, we diving in there. Then Arm & Hammer is where you're too far. Yeah. Like you can't get out now.
What about when him and Q might drop something one day?
That would be him and Freddie would be on the same level of accessibility because I think Q knows and masterfully knows how to write a song,
and he's a bigger artist as well.
I agree with a catchy hook, and he knows how to write the verses and all that as well. So I think if they do come out with that project, which I do hope for one day, that'll be very accessible to a lot of people, and hopefully that'll bring more people to Alchemist sound and maybe make that whole I don't know what to call that niche group of people that just work with not just work with Alchemist.
Alchemist been it's just like I know he has his sector of stuff now, but he still had Eminem, like he still work Drake, he work Kendrick, he work with all these big artists.
No, I agree, but I'm saying for him because he's not on a level like a Metro Boomin in terms of popularity. Like when people look at him, boom, he's like.
Oh, you talking about just for like
the mainstream casual listener of hip hop?
I get you.
That's what I mean, like for him to be because I think one of his more mainstream moments was with Meet the Grams. Yeah. Even though a lot of people don't look for the producer credits on that, they was like, "Oh, I'm interested in that sound." And so the whole thing with the whole Kendrick is.
Do you think it's like every so often in a generation you only have like 3 big mainstream producers that everybody know? Because you look at it, people runs. It's like okay, Dr. Dre and who else at the time?
Dr. Dre.
That was big at his level. That was known for producing like Timbaland. Like, it's
Pharrell,
not
maybe.
Pharrell. Like I'm saying, it's not like it's never like a run that people actually know the face, know who it is. Like
and like the last,
like right now, Metro Boomin is by himself. Right?
I think Metro Boomin is like a Mike. Yeah, I agree. I think Metro Boomin is like the new Mike Will,
like a bigger,
but on
Mike
a
Will.
way different level, like on a different stratosphere. Because Mike Will having a song with Miley Cyrus was crazy for the time back then.
It's so crazy how like you can kind of put like producers and like if this is off, but like a comedian, because like it's always one comedian that's like killing it. And I feel like producers the same way. It's like, oh, you know who that guy is because he in all the like funny movies, and it's like you know who this guy is because he on like all the biggest tracks right now. But like it can't be multiple ones that's like running it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know who the other 2 producers would be right now. Yeah. But I feel like an Alchemist, because of his longevity, he will never be in that. Yeah, he's a legend. I don't think he'll ever be in that spotlight, but that's because of his longevity and consistency. Yeah. He's never really strived for that. Yeah. And because of his consistent work ethic and work that he's done with multiple artists, I think his sound has evolved, grown, but has still stayed consistent to who he is.
And those type of producers, they stick to those type of artists. Like I wouldn't say never. I'll never say never, but would you ever hear freaking Freddie Gibbs and Metro Boomin together?
I don't want to.
I'm just saying, like, it's certain artists, like, with Lex Luger, he stayed in his, his wheelhouse. Yeah. Mike Will stayed in his wheelhouse.
Well, Mike Will kind of ventured out a bit with Schoolboy Q, a little bit.
Well, that's different.
That's why I said a little bit. Yeah. That's the only time I could.
Schoolboy Q still was like
he was still the mainstream-ish guy, but he was never like. I don't think he was mainstream until really Collard Greens.
Because he had that part was a huge song.
No, that was before. No, he worked before.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but he was the first person on TV with like a Billboard song or something like that.
Was it? I thought it was J-Rock.
No, I think it was Schoolboy.
I mean, you could be right, but I thought it was J-Rock. Yeah, just based off of the notoriety.
Yeah, it was Schoolboy, man. Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, I still can't imagine. And plus,
it was with the one ASAP Rocky song, I believe.
Hands on the Wheel?
Yeah, no, I think it was Hands on the Wheel, yeah.
No. Hayden Joint. That's the one that Mike Will produced.
Oh, I know that. Mike Will made it. Hayden Joint. Yeah, he was on that. But Mike Will wasn't that big at the time.
Nah, at that time?
That's 2013, 2012.
No,
I'm saying he wasn't.
Because remember with him and Miley Cyrus?
That was 2012, right?
Juicy J and all of them.
But I'm saying that's 2014, right?
It's like 2012, 2013. It's around that time.
No, I'm thinking he got his big moment. I mean, Mike Will was killing it in 2014.
He was killing it throughout like 2010 to 2014 because he even had his own.
But I'm saying 2012, he wasn't like huge.
When was Bands Make a Dance big? That was a real question because that was his song.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that song was bigger than him. That song was bigger.
Yeah, but that also shot him up too.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm talking about his run. So when Schoolboy Q probably got that beat, he wasn't on that run. You get what I mean?
I get what you mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like that had to be before.
That's what I'm saying. It was. So Hayden Joint was what like Habits and Competition was 2011, 2012 ish.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's before his run. So I'm saying it's different than him doing it. I'm saying you bringing it back to Schoolboy Q. I'm thinking of the run. I'm talking about Metro
part of the run.
Yeah, but I'm saying Metro is on his run. Mm-hmm. Like I won't see him going down to like mesh with a Freddie Gibbs. Alchemist can put a song out with Eminem and also.
Oh, I know what you
get what I mean.
Okay.
And also,
see, me and you are going at this different.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying in terms of like him matching with the artist that he's working with.
So at the time,
I thought you meant like part of like his rise.
Yeah, he was getting at that time in 2014. Oh, I get a Miley Cyrus freaking placement. See, that's who he is at that time. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Schoolboy got him in a
So you was talking about with his contemporaries, working with people that are on his level. Yeah. I was talking about
picture when Mustard was on his run.
No, Mustard had a
okay,
so he's part of that too.
You know what I'm saying?
He's part of that. He's part of
Mustard,
that league.
That Mustard. So
Mike Will and Mustard, they're part of that league.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean that group, that trio that you was talking about.
My bad for throwing off.
No. Yeah. we didn't listen to much, so I mean we need some conversation here. But like I said, Faithless Rock, good project. It just it didn't wow me, but also it could be part of that funk I was going through because of editing that video.
That mark.
I listened to D'Angelo, Voodoo, because you sent me that picture and I couldn't recognize. I only recognized like two people. And I barely recognized Alchemist.
You like Alchemist had the fresh fade, bro. The lineup was crazy. Yeah, that was younger, bro. That was like probably early 2000s, bro. Like late 90s.
I'm about to say that had to be like around that time.
Yeah,
like
it had
early
to
2000s because I'm like DJ Premier still looks
young.
DJ Premier.
Did he have a fade? Did he have a fade?
I think so. He didn't have no hat. I don't think he had a hat. So that's why I'm just like, oh yeah, that's DJ Premier. And that must have been old because I've never seen without that hat now. So yeah, I listened to Voodoo, D'Angelo, and I can definitely see where Childish Gambino got a bit of inspiration for Awaken My Love from Voodoo. This is my first time listening to Voodoo. I've heard obviously the big song titled off there. Right. And obviously the whole Soulquarians thing that was happening around the time, I know about that. Yes, I just really never went to D'Angelo because I don't know why, nothing really ever pulled me in.
But aren't you into neo soulish bag? You ever got into like Erykah Badu and stuff like that?
I want to.
Yeah.
And I like the songs, like the big hits. Right. I don't know, nothing really drove me to. I get the whole Soulquarians. I like the rapping side obviously a lot more than the R&B side because I'm not really tapped in like that. But also, I'm not well educated enough, and I think because of Awaken My Love making me more open to that, I think I want to go back to more like of the source of the neo soul sound rather than the muddy-ish early 2000s neo soul. I think the closest to neo soul we might get now is like an Anderson .Paak, which I like.
Yeah, he got a little bit. It's some more artists out there. They're not as big. I can't even think of nobody, but
I go through my playlist. Maybe Anderson .Paak. Yeah. As of right now,
that has he can bring in the influences,
but he doesn't fully go there.
Yeah,
but
you got in your roots bag, and they're a big part of it. Questlove's a big part of
You talking about the Soulquarians or neo soul?
No, I'm just saying you got in your roots bag. They're big when it comes to the Questlove and the Roots or whatever. They have a big part in the soul, the Soulquarians, and also with neo soul. Because he collaborated. Them drums.
See, I didn't know he had a big collaboration with Neo Soul.
Yeah.
I did not know that. But I will say, though, I do respect a lot more Voodoo as a project because D'Angelo produced like most of it.
Yeah, he worked on Voodoo.
Who?
Quest. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, because the whole soul clearance thing. I think everybody kind of had a touch, but if you look at the credits, D'Angelo's on every single song producing. So I'm just it's very rare to see a singer really produce for themselves.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He didn't like how he looked. Questlove didn't like. They tried to introduce him to D'Angelo. He was like, but because then he heard the music, he's like, hold up, he didn't understand it. No, I think Voodoo was out. I think he worked on. What's the other one?
The Black Messiah one?
Nah, the one after Voodoo.
Brown Sugar?
No. That was he worked on Voodoo. He didn't work on Brown Sugar. Who? Yeah, Quest. Quest worked on Voodoo, but Brown Sugar was his first project. Was D'Angelo's first project. Brown Sugar was fire.
I wanted to listen to that, but I'm just I
like all of his.
Voodoo,
all three of them.
And this is a thing. It's a time era thing, and it's just a problem that I have too. Because I had to go back to some Sade, which I'll talk about a bit too. These songs are way too long. Yeah, I get it for the time, and I get it for what he was going for. Too long for me. And when it's 13 songs, an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, when you know the artistry of what these guys do when they just get together and they just jam, and some of this stuff just comes out and it's just raw, bro.
No, like I said, I get it for the time.
So you got songs where it's like a break, like a minute. It's just. Like some drums or a guitar and stuff like that playing.
And sometimes I would like that, but then I'm just if I don't like the song and you still going, I'm like, can we? I just want to skip that next song. I don't have no problem with it because I get it. And like I said, it's one of those things where I don't think I'll ever play this in the car again. Yeah. I had to put this on at home and just let it ride out. This isn't something I just bought.
I play this in a whippy.
Yeah, it's all right. It only had 2 features on here, so impressive. Redman and Method Man. Next artist I listened to. Cobain. I had to do a little digging after he came out with a song with Don Toliver recently. The song with J. Cole, which we'll talk about later.
Charlie Wilson, right?
Yeah. I love that song. But the one thing I noticed, he literally has the same drum pattern, hi-hat pattern each song.
Yeah, that's his thing, yeah.
I'm just
that's his sound.
I get it, but every single song?
So it's like his... it's like one of his tags, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's throughout the whole beat.
I know, different but it's you got to think about it's the new what they call it, sexy drill or something like that.
That's what they call it because to me, and the projects I listen to is Pretty Girls Love Slizzy, Too Slizzy, Too Sexy with him and Chow, and Slizzy Timing. I gotta say that his sampling is horrible, but if I look at it in a different lens of this sounds like Jersey mixed with New York drill, I'm like, all right, I see where they're going, but. Also, you start rapping on it, I'm just this don't feel like the New York drill with the Jersey type of the club Jersey, the Jersey club.
He was saying something about how he also got some of his influence from when he go back home, back down south to Carolina. But I don't know where he was going with that. I gotta see.
Yeah, I gotta hear it, but some of the sampling, he sampled songs that we obviously know that when you hear it, but I don't think the sampling was ever clever. Yeah. So which is why I go with the Jersey club theme because it sounds like Jersey music. Was it Jay Holiday, Suffocate, the Jersey mix or whatever. Yeah. It sounds like that, but with New York drill drums on it, and so. It throws me off.
I never listen to none of. I know his songs, but I never listen to none of his projects.
I tried to because I'm just I kind of because I like the song that he produced with Drake. I think it was Fear of Heights off of For All the Dogs. I like the song that he has with Don Toliver. I like his Fisher song that's recently out. The one with Ice Spice. The one I think that has Ice Spice's best verse for her career.
For sure.
Not saying much, but I was let me dive into the discography a bit. I went through 3 projects. I was yep. That's enough.
Yeah, see,
that's enough.
I just know him from his production, from I wouldn't say earlier days, but 5-6 years ago.
I think his production is the main problem. Yeah, I get where you're going with because each song is the same exact song, just a different beat, but all the beats really sound similar.
For sure.
And so it's one of those things where it's it's one of those things where I feel like he's better working with other people rather than making his own projects. I hate to say it like that, Cobain. You got some songs in there that jam. But they all sound the same, and I'd rather see you with different people because that Don Toliver song is just so.
Charlie Wilson over that, you know what I'm saying?
I wish I had Charlie Wilson a bit more on that song too, but I love that Don Toliver song, especially with the whole "Beautiful Girls" Pharrell sample. That's when he cleverly samples. But when you start putting almost the whole song in there as a sample, I'm like, wow.
For sure,
nasty. But like I said, we did see the Apple list a bit, so I went to go check out Purple Rain finally.
Hey.
I will say this. The main reason I checked it out was because I was doing that review for JoJo. And he does a lot of Prince references in JoJo's from one of the characters having an ability called Paisley Park, another one being based off of the actual appearance of Prince himself. And so I was like, all right. And then also the time period of part 4 being kind of like during that time of Prince reigning. And so I was like, all right, let me check out Purple Rain. I enjoyed it.
You did? Oh, man. You know what's so
I thought that I would not like that album at all. But I enjoyed every song except for maybe like one song off of it.
Darling Nikki.
But yeah,
bro, a freak, bro.
Yeah, he's nasty.
Freak, bro.
He is nasty. But I enjoyed every song off of Purple Rain.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I just like, and for the time, I can see how it's different. I can see for the time. I have no problem with the album. I just will say that it didn't hook me to make me want to listen to it again, but it does make me want to listen to more Prince music. Oh. But I know that there's not going to be another Purple Rain type of album in his discography. So that's what scares me about that. And so I'm just like, like I want.
You're gonna find
because to me, Purple Rain was just super accessible.
You might find some stuff better too.
Yeah, some songs, but I don't know if I'm gonna find an album that I really like. That's like Purple Rain, where it's very accessible, and you don't have to have like a deep knowledge or a deep appreciation for those other genres as well.
Yeah,
like I said, and then plus this being a soundtrack project, I think this might be the best soundtrack project I've ever heard.
I'm trying to see what.
Besides, because Black Panther soundtrack was pretty good, but I think this might be the best soundtrack project.
You might like. Check out Parade.
Does that have Paisley Park on it? I want to listen to the one with Paisley Park on it.
What Paisley Park on?
He's so much. Or something like that?
Yeah, but Prince, bro, you gotta dive, bro.
But see, that's the thing. That's too much to dive into. There's too. Look at that. Look at that. He is scrolling right now. He still hasn't stopped scrolling ever since I said, "Look at that." He's still scrolling.
Prince, that guy, bro.
That's one of those artists I feel like have a very intimidating catalog.
Yeah,
and just it's very intimidating because I feel like there's no right way to really articulate how you feel about Prince, especially when it comes to internet forums or internet discussions. Yeah, and someone that attack you.
What I do is when it comes to artists, especially like before my time, I like to look at interviews. I listen to people that's older and review it, and also experienced it at the time, and I can understand like what it meant in that time for the project, because it's hard. Like when you look to it, you be like, man, I don't know why this is so and so impactful, but you be like, yeah, I know the time, but I still don't feel that way, you know. So sometimes I listen to other people articulate how they felt about it and like what it meant. Just for I'm like, okay, I understand.
Yeah, you can put it in the comments.
But I could never feel the way they felt. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah. But I will say, and another problem I have with this is that because Prince doesn't really conform to just one genre, he's like the Beyonce. Like, I don't want to say it like that, but you get what I mean. To give people, especially younger people, a kind of like a gist of what I'm saying, or an easy analogy to get what I'm saying. He doesn't necessarily fit or conform to one genre. His album is kind of all over the place sonically. It kind of stays in the same like sound, but it's like sonically it's all different, which sounds weird. And so for me, I just don't feel like I'm gonna get that appreciation for it like other people have, because it's just not what I'm musically tuned to for my ears.
Yeah, and you also gotta understand just the songwriting, him being a musician, like really good at playing the guitar. Like he's just overall just a talented guy.
I think there's one of those things that I gotta see in person of someone at the studio actually playing the instruments. Yeah, that's something I really want to see. Because I'm just like, how do you put that in the song?
And a lot of his stuff is jams too. A lot of his stuff. And like he has his whole little group. He has the time, and then other people. Bro, Prince catalog is goes. Bro, his catalog goes. Oh man, it's deep, bro. Like for real.
That's what scares me from it. So yeah, Purple Rain. That's the one I wanted to check out, especially since it was on Apple's list. I expected it to be on that list.
It's one of those albums.
But it's one of those things.
Those essential albums.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. I'm like, okay, I gotta listen to this. Yeah. So yeah, I listened to it. Good project, but I just need to find somewhere I'm like, maybe I need to make my own Prince playlist of songs that I really like. I'm just like, all right, that's a definitive Prince like playlist for the dark sage.
Hey, do you think, man?
But all right. Next one I had to listen to was Love Deluxe, because I seen people talking about it on Twitter by Sade.
Oh, by Sade. I'm like,
or Sade.
Sade.
Sade. SH.
I say Sade.
See,
I called her Sade my whole life.
That's why I did too. But when I look at it, I'm like, is that Sade? Especially if they from the UK. I'm like, I don't know.
But yeah, I think her dad's from Nigeria or something like that. So she's African.
Well, isn't it a band?
It's Sade.
I thought it was a band.
She got people, but it's her. I think this.
No, I thought it was a band. I don't know, but
hey, Sade, you see Sade.
Yeah, so I listened to this one because I see people talking about it.
Is it considered her band, bro?
Sade is considered a band. That's the name of the band.
For real?
That might be the lead vocalist too, but it's considered a band.
Bro, Sade I do.
No. Because if you look look.
Member of Sade?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's a band.
Never looked at it like that. Cause look, she's Sade.
No, well, I'm saying like it's probably like a band thing.
Yeah.
Musically, it's a band thing, but the band is named after her. Either way,
but because she's the face of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I don't know. It's different. It's like Tori Moi, right? Mm-hmm. That's his band name, but it's like him.
So it's probably the same situation.
So it's like no, his name is. He also go for Chaz Bundick.
That's but name. Musically, I'm talking about like if you look at it on Spotify, musically, it's gonna be like, oh, this is the band.
I don't think so, bro.
But if you go on Spotify, it's gonna be like the band Sade. Like, look, Sade, Sade, whatever. Since debuting with top 10 hit, Sade have remained across so and so for ensuing decades of so and so. Although they are known mostly for their they refer to them as a band when you look at it musically, because who has a Sade feature and it's not the whole band? I'm pretty sure she doesn't like when she does features.
So why when people sample her, they say Sade? I sample Sade, and it's just her vocals.
That's because it's the band. The band is named Sade. The band is the one who produced.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, technicality, and it's.
I'm saying that she's the lead singer, and the name of the band is based on.
But I'm saying when we say Sade, we just think of her.
Yeah, because
she's the face.
But that's like Limp Bizkit. You only think of that one dude.
Who? Durst? Fred Durst?
Yeah. It's like that, but except because his name isn't the band.
But Fred Durst, people they point out, oh, that's Fred Durst.
But I'm saying it's one of those things where when it comes to like a band, you're gonna know the main.
Yeah, the lead.
But this situation, because the band is named after the lead singer,
and she's the face of it.
Yeah, the face of it.
Because when you look up Sade, it's her face.
Well, that album covers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what. It's not just the band,
but it is the band. When you look at it musically, it's the band. But if we're talking in conversation, we're most likely just talking about the singer. Because no one's saying, oh, yeah, I really like Sade music or Sade music.
Yeah, I like the band.
Nobody Even though we're talking about the band, we're really meaning her.
Because away from the band, she's still Sade.
Yes, but she's Sade, I do.
No, she's Sade.
See, that's the weird part of having a band named after you.
I don't even think it was like that, bro.
But I listened to her project because I see people talk about it on Twitter. Plus, there was another reference in JoJo's to Sade with a character that has the power called Love Deluxe, which I was like, all right, let me listen to this as well. Phenomenal.
Yeah, of course.
No problem.
Amazing.
And then, I heard, what's the song? Cherish a Day. I had to go back to Operation Doomsday. You know I had to listen to that. I'm like, ooh. Because as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, MF Doom.
Yeah.
I had to go back and listen to that. I had that on repeat after that. So, yeah. I love that project. Love Deluxe, pun intended. Listen to Beyonce's Lemonade, because that's number 10 on Apple's top 10 list.
Politics be.
The album, I get what it stood for, because I had to look up some of the context behind this. Oh yeah, Beyonce felt very powerful, so. Like Beyonce was very vulnerable, and I get that. But I'm just like, Lemonade. I'm like, I guess I felt more of a cultural shift or impact from her Beyonce self-titled album, or maybe the Tasha Fierce one with the a diva is a female hustler, or the one around the world, girls. Yeah. Like I would expect those albums to be before Lemonade, because I guess I didn't really see the impact of Lemonade, and this was when I was in college at the time. Yeah. And I went to a
Lemonade was a big album.
Yes, it was because of what she was talking about. Yeah. But I will say I don't see the cultural shift or impact from it, especially with me going to a college full of women, predominantly.
It was just tea, lemonade. That's all it was.
Listen, this is an Arnold Palmer.
That's all it was, bro. It's an Arnold Palmer, bro. That's it.
Yeah, and I guess like when you look at it, it's one of those things where it's like she doesn't really conform to a genre, which is why now when I go back to Cowboy Carter, I'm just like, this is Lemonade Part 2 almost. It's just more songy in terms of like, it's more structures.
Hey, don't make them mad, B.
I don't know. I listen to Lemonade and I'm like, it's good. It's not bad. There's more tracks I like on it than dislike, but I guess I just don't really see that cultural shift or impact for it to be number 10 on top.
I think the culture shift was just Beyonce opening up more. That's it.
I think that has to be it, but the also, shift, I was reading the interview. I think it was from someone off of Apple saying, "Oh, when I heard this album, I had college classes those days. I had to just not go. I had to listen to this because I know I had to sit down and listen to it right then and there." And I'm just like, I don't know. The more I hear stuff like that, I'm like, Beyonce fans are crazy.
You see a swarm. I was just saying.
Women fandoms are crazy. I will say that right now.
Yeah.
But a 5 out of 5 project I did listen to was Freudian by Daniel Caesar.
Heat.
Yeah,
that was your first time hearing it?
Yeah, because I heard the tracks and I really loved them, but I never thought that Daniel Caesar would be my cup of tea. Because I'm just like...
all his albums good.
All of them? Even the recent one that came out last
all
year?
Of his albums good.
I'm going to listen to them all. But yeah, Freudian, I've always wanted to hear it, but especially back then, I really wasn't into it. Then the whole him being a coon thing surfaced about him defending white women.
You think I cared? I still was blasting it.
Well, I'm just like, is this music really worth getting into? Because I only had like 2 tracks to go off of for Daniel Caesar. He doesn't really do any features where I'm just like, oh, that was outstanding. Not like a Brent Faiyaz. So yeah.
Yeah, Brent do not compare to no Daniel Caesar. Daniel Caesar just blow that boy out the water, bro. That boy can sing. Big old gap.
Oh, yeah.
He got that gap. I think that helps him.
And then plus, this video keeps popping up in my recommended on YouTube. The downfall of the golden child of R&B. You know, it's Daniel Caesar or whatever. And so I was like, all right.
That new album was fire, though. So.
It was? Yeah. But, you know, in terms of like the general consensus and where these songs was at, because this is when we was working at the place with the blue banner.
Yeah.
Whenever I would listen to the radio in the morning, because I just didn't feel like putting my Bluetooth on, one of his songs was always playing. It was either that first track or it was the one with Kali Uchis or the one with her. Yeah. One of them songs was always playing on the radio. So those songs were hits.
It's crazy when they became hits, the songs was already big on the internet like crazy.
Yeah.
And then they started.
But you know, on the internet, they could get big, but sometimes don't translate to real life.
I've been helping out Daniel Caesar's his career since 2014, I believe.
That's why I graduated college. High school.
His EP he had on SoundCloud. Hey, bro, I've been watching it ever since, man. Mm-hmm. I'm always tapped in, man. I'm telling you, bro.
But last person I listened to, or last group I listened to, was Planet Giza. Because I listened to Freudian.
I don't know Planet Giza.
They're from Canada, I think, or Montreal. This is the cover right here. That's their EP. This was their album that they came out with last year.
Planet Giza. Wow, that looks familiar.
They kind of remind me of De La Soul a bit from the look. But Planet Giza is this Canadian group, R&B-ish, rap-ish. You know, they fit that urban territory that I told you about a few pods ago. And they came up in a recommended right after I listened to the Daniel Caesar project. And it was just one song that came up in the recommended. I said, oh, I got to listen to whatever that was off of.
Yeah.
I listened to the whole project. It was an EP. I'm like, oh, this is a 5 out of 5.
Oh, I'm following him.
And it's Don't Throw Rocks at
That's, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is Don't Throw Rocks at the Moon. I heard that EP, 6 tracks or 7 tracks. I was like, all right, I'm in there. Let me go to their latest album, Ready When You Are, 5 out of 5 project. I think Nick Jenkins even features on there. Fire. That was like, all right, let me go to their first project, Added Sugar. Fire. I'm like, all right, Planet Giza,
stuff dope.
You got me.
Why do I follow them?
Because one is a rapper and I think the other 2 are producers.
But I'm saying I'm following them, so I know something.
Maybe you listened to them during that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Planet Giza is definitely one of the outstanding things I've listened to this whole weekend. I'm just like, dang, this bumps.
I be so tapped in, I don't even know it. I'm just saying, bro. That's so crazy.
You got that phone tapped the way that you dialed in?
Bro,
that's such a goat bar.
So,
it's corny bar, but it's a goat bar.
Maybe so, man.
But yeah, that's all I've been listening to for what we've been jamming since the live podcast episode.
Yeah, man. Me, nothing. I've been